To create like a video. First of all, I jumped out of the bed this morning at 3 a.m. stating that this humanoid Sophia is completely programmed. I know David Hanson took it off from the internet, and I remember that point. I could see him because these implants, I have like a nano diamond. I showed this, but it is better to show again because if someone is watching this video wouldn't understand what I'm talking about. I have like this taken in the office. This is like a left ear, this is like a nano radio, and these are like crystals that are acting as a charger. This is nano radio developed by University Berkeley Settler Group 2007. This is like this nano radio that is flopping very fast. When I say flopping very fast, actually vibrating so fast, and they could see how it works just under microscope. 2007, this nano radio that is now implanted in my left ear, you can see clearly implant, and was actually capable to receive like a Layla, Layla, Eric Clapton's Layla, and you can go to internet and see it, and it is flopping very fast. After the surgery 2015, when I had been implanted with all these technologies, I went to the ENT doctor exactly here. I came immediately back from United States to see what's going on, why people could be screaming like in my ears during the night. And I told her I could feel first that would be like a kind of tickling in my left ear, and I would be recording like a huge level of activity, popping activity coming from my right ear. I have recordings here, and I found one recording. This is what I recorded. This is one type of the frequencies. I think that is like used for transferring video material, visual material.
This is what I am getting on my right ear.
And this is recording when I say like in my own language God, but this is what I'm recording on my you see, I would be feeling tickling here, nano radio, University Berkeley Settler Group, and I would be recording this. So I had the feeling they are taking snapshot from my head, what is going on in my head. And probably that is the case because there is a Wiesel and Hubel experiment when they took like a mouse and they made like a sounds on visual cortex of the mouse. They would show the mouse. That is very famous experiment. You can find it on YouTube, Wiesel and Hubel, and that is the same sound. And by the way, that is the same sound as woodpecker sound. Very, very like a strange sound that they said like a Russian sent to United States. But other sound like that I had but I don't have it like now on the key. I started recording without having intention to present this. But I found another one that guy was screaming on my ear like a government. And I don't know if you're going to hear this. So US government is behind. Now why would it be screaming like government on my ear? And I was always, this is like a recording maybe like 1 hour and so, and I would be going back and analyzing in the morning what was told, because I wouldn't know because I'm hypnotized. And I think following, because many parties where I got like a Google tattoo here, strangulation nanotechnology here, neurograins on my skull, body full of biosensors, which I think now there are nanoradios, and I am telling this because of Cuban diplomats. Why? Because they had like the same flopping sound last year. They reported about same flopping sound. Why? Because these nanoradios are vibrating so fast. I'm saying I would feel the tickling, and University of Berkeley also said it is very, very fast vibrating. If you have your whole body full of biosensors. Of course, they are going to vibrate so fast. I was in Acapulco, like looking for this nano diamond to find someone to take it out, because I don't trust anyone. Here, Croatian government is collaborating with U.S. government, creating their military robots, abusing me. I mean, this is such surreally bizarre story, you know. But you open Humanoid yesterday, just there is like a robot for operations coming in Zagreb in 6 months. Robot that is like going to replace surgeons. Every day, almost every day, I find in Croatian newspapers something about robots. So I am saying following, that probably Cuban diplomats were injected with these like a nano radios, and these nano radios, I went like, yes, to Acapulco, I started this, and the ENT doctor, I was in his office, said, are you trembling? And I wanted to say, no, I am flopping, because my whole body is flopping. Now I say, like, you see this Fitbit, and they said they were attacked then by microwave. This microwave, pulse microwave, is then used to read the data, to take like this data from these biosensors, and through internet transfer to the people who would be interested to know about you. I mean, just like to read everything about you. Now I am going to show you acousticom that I have. It is measuring from 200 megahertz to 8 gigahertz that I bought. Like, I had like a tons of these measures that will show huge amount of activity around my head in my apartment, exactly on my bed where I was sleeping. And so let's see how actually is like a Fitbit collecting the data. You see this? This Fitbit is actually like a pulsing, showing like a pulsed activity. In this pulsed activity is collecting data when I have it on my wrist, data about exercise, my heartbeat, my sleeping, if I just decide to wear it during the night. And then I come to the internet. I have Bluetooth like switched on my internet, and I have application like Fitbit application, and several times, numerous times, I would come, like I would see, oh, charts already updated on Fitbit. Why? Because I would be coming and you are near internet, and this is like a taking data, reading the data. So it is also with this biosensor, these nanoradios that are in our bodies, in my body, probably in their bodies too, because I also hear this flopping coming from here, flopping coming from there. Why? Because they are giving functionality of my body completely to that humanoid, to Sophia, and they are reading the data that way. Now you see, behind this wall is my neighbor, and this neighbor could be having like a device you use like to monitor babies, and he's quite near here, so he could be quite like taking like this activity of my body and transferring to the people who are torturing me. I was like sitting here, you know, and I would be like hearing like this do sound. Actually, the guy here who is behind this wall, I don't know him because I don't know who he is. These are like apartments, like vacation apartments. So, and he was on the balcony, and I could hear here absolutely the same sound that I hear during the night, and I record. I use like a usual voice recorder. It's nothing like fancy, you know, it's Sony voice recorder, you know. And actually it is very simple. It is simple, but people don't know about that activity. They don't know about that technology. This technology is impossible to find. I spent almost $30,000 going to 5 different countries, spending almost 2 years of my life to find just this nano diamond. I know for sure that I have this strangulation nanotechnology. It is used for synthetic telepathy. First it was abused by Air Force. It is developed by DARPA a long time ago, because even during the first surgery in 2007, when I was handed to military by Paul Markovich, CEO Blue Shield of California. Why? Because I wrote him some email that he didn't like. And Even then, I had first surgery and they were I was implanted with all this technology. Never crossed my mind, you know, that someone would be doing this. Even after this second surgery, when it was so obvious that something is definitely, absolutely horrible, wrong, I was trying to contact this surgeon saying, but it is maybe about sutures. Maybe sutures are creating this static electricity. Maybe it is something, you know, with this and that and so on. But who'd be thinking that people could be so brutal, could be cruel, could be so unethical? This surgeon, despite the evidence I sent everywhere here in Croatia, to the president of Croatia, but they're all involved. They're creating top military robot, kind of top military robot. You will think like, oh, that is something fantastic. No, that is all like a torture. I said, like in all my videos, they torture me so much, like American US Army, Croatians even worse, that I had every morning when I would wake up, jump into my car, find a deserted place myself on the back seat and scream for 20 to 30 minutes not to go like insane. So who I am, like for them I am foreigner coming to United States. Imagine if their diplomats were also implanted. And it's very simple. Like for example, these neurograins, they could be implanted during every surgery with a syringe. You cannot take these neurograins out. I know about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is cold-blooded killer. He didn't even renew license for the mouse this April. Why? Because he has me to experiment freely. I was writing to everyone. I said to senators, I wrote to like, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 senators so far. I said, please make investigation into this technology upload and download of thoughts by Zuckerberg and Regina Dugan that abused me so horrible. I said, make investigation about this like a synthetic telepathy. Who needs this? Who ordered this? You think they would care? Because I think they know all. And so it is like, I think that these diplomats were implanted, injected, maybe they got vaccine because of tropical diseases or so on, and then they were attacked by this pulsed activity. And I don't know, I know about me. For example, this morning when I woke up at 3 a.m., I know exactly that this here, I created like a video. There is one video that shows like clearly I recorded particles, you know, pop, 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 pop. These are particles and they use this for quantum particle teleportation, which means they transport me this way to the torture side. This is very advanced US military technology. Torture side, they torture me in vivo, but I don't know because they hypnotize me. So when they switch off this robot, they bounce me back here in my bed, because this Google tattoo technology is used kind of to attach me to that robot. And it was this morning, I got this insight, it was this morning as if I was, you know, like hanged on someone, and then they just like took me off. I mean, it's horrible. These technologies are horrible. I don't expect anybody's help, you know, on anything else. I will need to help myself. I know this. And I'm sharing like my insights and my opinion about this everything. This is horrible technology. This needs to be stopped until it is too late, because several nights before, they showed me Paul Markovich. He's just like enjoying, you know, to torture me. I don't know why this guy hated me so much. And hates me now even more, like, you know, of course. He showed me like all these humanoids, like in gray suits, being tall, slim, going to work, having like these laptops in their hands. And I'm saying very soon we all will be replaced. And this like a shared like economy. This is all because we are going to stay. If we have property, maybe we'll be able to rent it on Booking, because even Uber will be having like these self-driving cars. So I don't know like what's going to happen. Let's see, maybe in 10 years, maybe I will not be alive. Maybe someone will like stumble upon my videos that have now 3 viewers, and probably these 3 viewers are people who are torturing me actually. Maybe someone will stumble and say, hey, this woman, like when she was talking back then, maybe she was right. I stop here.